Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. This video and today has really not gone to plan. I'm at the Outlaw full, just racked and registered, I'm ready to go. But when I registered, I for some reason put this camera down and left it in registration and then couldn't find it, and then after I'd done all those things, went back to registration and the kind folks at Outlaw had noticed that I'd left it and had secured it for me. So I have now got this camera back, thank you very much. That would have been very awkward if I didn't have it, and Outlaw would probably sack me. So, bit of a recap from today. This morning I've done a 2.5k open water swim race here. Liz is not here today, so I haven't got any footage from it, but it was good. What we're going to see at Outlaw events for the rest of the year and for next year are more things happening the day before the race. Yes, those who are doing the big race might not want to do all the things the day before, but the support team and friends and family might do. So in the 2.5k swim I did this morning, I bet there are about 100 odd people in it, which is brilliant. And then there's also a 5k swim which is happening just now. You can see behind me people swim around. Obviously I've not got 5k in my wheelhouse at the minute. I swam 45 minutes, I swam hard, I swam as hard as I could. It was a bit choppy in places with the wind, it was fast in places, I was trying to sit on feet and surge to get onto feet. It was really good, I really enjoyed it. I definitely think about doing this sort of thing if I perhaps wasn't doing the race, or if I was doing a relay the next day like I am with this one. So that's the swim done. On to the actual main reason why I'm here, the Outlaw full relay. My bike is ready to go. I've checked out the transition plans because it's slightly different, us being in a relay team now. I wanted to show you all this, but of course I didn't have the camera, and it is about half a mile that way. T1 is a bit more straightforward for relays, and that you don't need to go into the change tent, so we've planned all that out. I've got pictures for the team, racked my bike. It's quite a long run from where I picked my bike up to the mountain line, so I'm just thinking about whether I carry my cycling shoes or whether I put them on and run in them. I'm going to think about that overnight, make the decision in the morning. Runner, I've just gone through what T2 is going to look like in terms of the changeover. I have to come through the tent on the way back in, and there are bike catches on the way back in as well, so that's a little bit different to how the halves run as well. But all these things feel a little bit watered down in terms of stress for me. They feel slightly less complicated because I'm not doing the full thing, and I know that I've only got to focus on like a little bit of it. I need to make sure the whole team know what they're doing for the other things, but I don't need to worry about it too much. So that is that. I'm registered, I'm ready to go. Now, given that this video will go out after the race, I feel a bit more confident now talking about our race strategy, and I also want to put it out there because I think it helps just ring home that the story that I will narrate on race day is the truth and is our true objectives. I'm feeling the pressure, to be honest. I've always done individual events, or most have done individual events. You've only got you're only racing yourself. In a team, you don't want to let your team members down, do you? And I definitely don't want to let Michelle and Paul down. Michelle has a great swim and I have a terrible bike. I'll feel a bit disappointed. I know she won't, like, you know, fall out at me over it, but it's not ideal. So, our race plan, our race strategy is, and I haven't put this on Michelle and Paul either, like they're running their own race and going as fast as they can. I think, or I know, that going onto the bike, there will be probably an 8 to 10 minute gap between me and the first relay team. Michelle is a great swimmer, but this other relay team have got a fabulous swimmer who's going to, so they say, swim between 48 and 50 minutes. So I'm going to have a 10-minute gap between me and this guy at the front, and I'm going to try and get to the front. Now, I'm going to play it sensible in that I can't just start out riding like 350 watts and hope to hold that for how many hours, but I'm going to work hard, I'm going to pace it well, I'm going to ride as fast as I can, controlling it where necessary, using group dynamics where necessary, and basically getting out there and getting as fast as I can. I know the course relatively well. I'm just going to drive the second half of it now before I go home, that I'm not quite able to recall 100%, so that will help me out as well. It's forecast pretty windy, which I think is good for me because I'm hoping to be in a group or with another person at some point, because I'm coming through the field hopefully, whereas this other team is going to be at the front and hopefully coming back through the field. So hopefully I'll be able to be fresher if and when I get to the front. Now, it might not happen, I might not close any gap, I might lose time to this rider, he's a good rider, but my plan is to try and close that gap. I'm going to start the first 10 miles, got a decent tailwind, I'm going to push on a little bit and just get a time split from Liz at 10 miles, she's going to be out on the course, and at that point, that will then determine how I'm then going to ride for the rest of it. If it's like 10 minutes plus, and if I've worked hard for the first 10 miles, it's unlikely to come down, but if I hear, you know, 8 minutes, 7 minutes or something, or less than what it is at transition, that'll be motivating, and I'm hoping that's what's going to happen, but it is a long way. Now, their runner is also a very good marathon runner, and there's a bit less tactically involved, isn't there? You just sort of run the fastest time that you can, but I'm hoping to get off the bike as close to the front as I can be and give Paul the best shot he can at being in the race, and that's the plan. I don't want to come across like too big-headed and saying, oh, we want to win this and this and that, but we have to have goals and objectives, and I like having goals and objectives going into races, so that is the plan. We're going to do what we can to try and win this race. It's unlikely, but I'm sure when people go to races and win, they perhaps stand on the start line thinking, this is unlikely, so we're going to give it everything we've got, and I know that my teammates are as well. So there we go, there's me pointing out there that I'm going to try and do everything I can to get to the front of that race on the bike. I'm not there to make friends, I'm there to ride a bike fast, so we'll see what happens out there. But yeah, race day video will be coming out tomorrow, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below. Sorry I've not been here though, I never ran transition and racking and stuff, but without Liz here I feel a bit lost, and putting my camera down was a bit of a mistake. See you later.